Today's first question is running sum of 1D array, which is a LeetCode problem 1480. Consider this is an given array. And what is the question? The question says running sum of 1D array. What we have to do? We have to create a sum. We have to create a 1D array, which should be a size of this array. What's the size of this array? 6. So we should return or create an array, 1D array of same size, but it should have the elements corresponding to the sum. Let me just explain you. So our answer output array should be of same size, but the first element will be same because it's only one element. The second element should be the sum of previous two elements. So 5 plus 4, what is the answer? 9. And the third element should be the sum of previous all these three elements, which is 5 plus 4 is 9, 9 plus 1 is 10. So can I guess the next element? 13. 20. And the last element will be 22. So guys, this problem statement states that they will be given an input array, which is an integer array. What we have to iterate or generate? We have to generate an 1D array of same size, but the values should be corresponding to the sum. Okay, the first value will be same, the second value will be sum of previous two elements, the third value will be sum of all the previous elements, including this current element. So you got the idea what they are asking? Yes. So guys, keep in mind, when you get to know what they are asking, at that time only we will be completing our 30% of the coding part, 30% of logic building part. Okay. So now let's just analyze it. How can we achieve this solution? Okay, Uday. So running sum of 1D array. This is a LeetCode problem which states that an integer array will be given to you as an input. So here for an example, this is an integer array 5, 4, 1, 3, 7, 2. This is an integer array of size 6 which is given as input to you. Now you have to calculate and generate an output which should be a 1D array of same size as input. As you can see, the input size here is 6, so the output should also have a 6 elements. But what should be the values? The values should be running sum. What does running sum means? Let me just explain you. So here, okay, what's the sum of 5? Which is 5. Like it doesn't have any another element, that's why the sum will be the number itself. Next, let's go for 4. At that time, what we have to do? We have to add 4 with the previous all elements. Here the previous element is only 5. That's why 4 plus 5 is 9. So our output should have 9 here. Next, let's go to next element. What's the value here? 1. But what should our output array should have? It should have the sum of all the previous elements. 1 plus 4 plus 5, which is 10. You got it? You have to just keep adding it. Add here, add here, add here, add here, add here, and right here. So to solve this, let's just change our perspective and see like this. What we have to say is, so Here we have written as it is 5. And for here what we have done? We have added 5 plus 4, then written 9. Instead of seeing it like this, let's see it like this. We have added 5 plus 4, which is 9. And let's come here. In this element, how we got 10? We added 5 plus 4, then 4 plus 1, then we got 9, then we got 10. Instead of that, what we can do? We can just add the current element with the previous sum. 9 plus 1, again we got 10. Here, how we got 13? 5 plus 4 plus 1 plus 3. Instead of counting again and again, we already have the sum of these 3 elements here. So if we want to add 3 to this, you can directly add 3 for the previous sum. Do you all understand how we can change our perspective and see this problem? Does anyone have doubt here? Okay. So Giram, how we got the 9? We got the 9 by adding 5 plus 4, right? So we are adding 5 plus 4 here. Next, okay. Next for 10, what we will do? We will, okay. 5 plus 4 plus 1. Where? At this thing. So in input before 5, we can assume there is 0. So some. Yeah, Harsh, that's one thing we can do. Or we can do it more efficiently, which I will say while writing algorithm. Okay. Okay. 5 plus 4 plus 1. To get this element, what we did? We did 5 plus 4 plus 1. Then we got 10. And what we did for next element? To get 13, we added 5 plus 4 plus 1 plus 3. Then we got 13. For 20, what we did? We added 5 plus 4 plus 1 plus 3. And then we added 7. Then we got 20. This was the method which we were using previously. But now what we can do? Instead of getting 5 plus 4 plus 1 again, we can just take previous sum. So, okay, got it, sir. That's why, what's the name of our topic today we are covering? Prefix sum. Now you understand the term prefix sum. So, we will be having a previous sum. We can use that and do our operations instead of writing this particular code again and again. Okay, like this we can write our code efficiently. Now, let's jump to algorithm. How can we get the algorithm? Okay. So now we can see that to get our output, we have to iterate all the elements in an array. That is the first step we have to do. What we have to do, no matter what we'll do inside, what the action we perform, we have to iterate all the elements in an array. So in yesterday's class, we have seen to iterate all the elements in an array, what we will do, we'll use for loop. For int I is equals to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. Here I less than n means the number of elements in an array is taken as n. Okay. So now what we have to do? Okay. First, let me say you the straight version. Next, I will just write that efficient algorithm into one more efficient algorithm, which is in which we can skip one iteration. I will say that later. Okay. So now let's just see this. Assume we are iterating now. Okay. We went to the first iteration. At that time, what we are doing? We are adding it. Here we can't see the addition because there are only one element. So let's just assume we are at this point. At this point, what we are doing? We are taking the prefix sum. That means the previous element in an output array. Here there are two arrays, input array, output array. For our ease, let's call input array as A and output array as B. We are just giving name of the array. Input array is A, output array is B. Does everyone understand this? If you guys have any doubt at any step, ask it immediately. I will repeat it again. Okay, guys. So our it is the name of an array. Yeah, like input again name. We should give a name to an array, na? So we are just for this algorithm purpose, we are naming this input array as A and output array as B. Because each time if I start writing output input, it will be a waste of time. Okay. Okay. So now see what we are doing. If we consider this element, at this element we are taking element from B array, and which element? That to previous index element. So at this stage what we are doing, we are taking previous index element. If it is if here we are having or iterating I, what we are doing, we are adding this element. What is this element? A of I. We are adding this element with which element? Previous element of B array. So B array. How to get previous element? I minus 1. We are adding this. After adding this, what we have to do? We have to store it in a second ith element of output array. So B of I is equals to get 9, what we have done? We have added 5 plus 4, right? So 5 means 0th element or I minus 1th element of B, and 4 means A of I. A of I plus B of I minus 1, we are adding and we will be getting B of I. Everyone got this line? Yes. Yes, exactly. Ha. I am going to explain that. Few minutes back, I just said that we can write it more efficiently. What we have to do is, here we can see that the first element, no matter how many elements are there, irrespective of number of elements, always the first element will be the same. We have to observe that, and what we can do previously, we can just write B of 0, which is first element, is always equals to A of 0. B of 0 is equals to A of 0. Then we can start iteration. We already got B of 0. So while starting iteration, what we can do, we can just skip this iteration and directly go to the next iteration, which is we can start from first element. So here we just have to change I is equals to 1. Sir, can you explain again? Okay, Janvi. Uh, I knew this would be a tricky part. That's why I kept it for later. Okay. So, Janvi, before changing this thing, you understand the concept? Just forget the first iteration. Yes. Okay. So now, if I didn't change any code, if we started from 0 itself, let's just iterate it. What will be the value of I? The value of I will be 0. It will enter the loop. The condition is true, it will enter the loop. B of I. What is the value of I? B of 0. B of 0 is equals to A of I. A of I is A of 0, which is 5. Plus B of I minus 1. What's the value of I? I value is 0. 0 minus 1 will be minus 1. There are no elements as such as minus 1. That's why this code would give us an error. To solve that, to resolve that error, what we are doing is, pardon? We are adding two integers, so it will get an integer itself. Okay, yeah. It will give again index out of array, again index out, which means what index you are mentioning is not present. So B of minus 1, that is not an index. So that's why it will say this index does not is not there in your array. Okay, so to resolve that problem, what we can do is, no matter the size of an input array, no matter the size of an output array, what we have observed here is the first element will always be the same, because there are no previous element, the sum will be always same. That's why we can pre-record it or pre-declare it, these two elements as same. That's why we can write b of 0 is equals to a of 0. And later on, as we already got the value of b of 0, we don't have to start the for loop again from 0th position. So we can skip the 0th iteration, as we already got the value. We can just start our iteration from first element, which is first position. Now our this algorithm, okay, now this algorithm is error free. Does anybody have doubt in this, or shall I move to next concept, next question? Next question. This is the final. You got the answer, right? You got the whole. Okay. If like like guys, yeah, just return B. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. Inside of the loop. Okay. I will just show you few iterations. You will get to know. Okay. So let us assume this is the first iteration according to this code. What's the value of I? The value of I is 1. The I is here now. It will the condition, we will check the condition. What's the value of I? 1. 1 less than 6. The condition is true. It will enter the loop. While we enter the loop, we are calculating for b of I, which is b of 1 for this place. What we are calculating? A of I. What's the value of A of I? 4. We are adding A of I with B of I minus 1. What's the value of B of I minus 1? I minus 1 is this position and B is this array. So we are adding 5 plus 4. 5 plus 4 is 9. That 9 will be stored at what position? B of I, which is this position. So like this we got the B of I position. Next, there are no elements or there are no code below this. So it will go to here. Incrementation. I will increment by 1. Now this I will move here at this position. Again the condition will be checked. What's the value of I? 2. 2 less than 6. Condition is true. It will enter the for loop. Now let's just complete this part. A of I. What's the A of I? 1. B of I minus 1. I minus 1 is this index and B again is this one. So B of I minus 1 will be 9. We are adding it. 9 plus 1, 10. That 10 we are storing at B of I. B of I is this. Like this we will do for all the elements till we encounter last element. Got it?